start by bringing blood flow to the area. So you're going to shrug your shoulders and bring them down, and shrug and bring them down, and repeat that multiple times. You're going to notice the area will start to warm up. This is great because that means we're attracting blood flow to the area. Now roll your shoulders back. I really want you to exaggerate the movements. Really big circles. Really think of squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back as if you're trying to squeeze a sheet of paper between them. And now roll them forward. And as much as you're bringing your shoulders to your ears, I want you to focus on bringing your shoulder blades towards your hips. Now grab the edge of the seats and lean side to side with your neck. Now, if I'm moving too fast for you, just slow it down. The best part about doing these videos at home is you can go at your own pace. Remember, the goal here is just to attract blood flow and warm up the area. Now chin towards your chest and look up. Chin towards your chest, look up, and now only go in a range that you are comfortable, and slow it down if this is too fast of a pace for you. And finally, I'll rotate side to side. Now we're going to move on to the thoracic spine. So you're going to slouch and bring your chest up to the ceiling. Slouch, and when you're bringing your chest up, you're almost imagining a hook at the top of your chest is pulling you straight up. Really slouch and move up again. What are we doing? We're attracting blood flow and getting the muscles all warmed up. And prepare to side bend. So you can support yourself on the chair. I'm really using my elbows by my side to make sure that I'm not going over what is comfortable for me. We want to work all the ranges of motion of the spine to really warm up the joints as well. Again, if I'm going too fast for you, slow it down. Now cross your arms over your chest and just twist side to side. And reach up behind your head. And now you're going to just twist here. So this will really help to also open up our chest muscles. Make sure you're not pressing on your head. Make sure you're not putting any tension on the back of your neck. You're just using this to open up your chest and open up your lungs as well. And now just cross your elbows in front of you as best you can and open. This is a great exercise for shoulder blade alignment and just to warm up those shoulder blade muscles. Now bring your elbow to your rib cage. That's what you're thinking about here. Again, go nice and slow. If this is even too fast for you, just slow it down. And feel free to pause this video because as you're seeing, we're only doing a few on each side before we move on to the next motion. Bring that elbow to the rib cage. All right. Now you're going to sit off to the side and walk your arm back on the backrest and begin to stretch out your pec muscle. So I reposition myself slightly to sit more on the corner of the chair so that I could twist my chest to stretch it even more. Now that we're starting to get into the stretching, now that our muscles are warmed up, we're going to be holding these for much longer than we were with just warming up. So I want you to breathe through the exercise. With each exhale, the stretch is becoming easier and easier, and it's becoming more and more comfortable. As you just saw me do, I moved my legs to make it easier for me to take my arm down from this spot. And now just switch sides, walk that arm back, hang it on the chair, and use your legs to rotate your body so that you can stretch out your chest to a level that you feel comfortable. Remember, when you're stretching, your goal is to reach just the amount of uncomfortableness that you would be comfortable holding that stretch for 5 minutes if you wanted to. So you don't want to feel any burning, aching, or numbness, but you do want to be able to open up that chest and give it a nice big stretch, because oftentimes with working all day, sitting, these pec muscles become very shortened, and we want to make sure that we can maintain good posture. Now use your legs to untwist and come out of that position. So we're going to stretch our forearms. We're going to do the whole upper body. You're going to tuck your fingers behind you. You're going to keep your elbow nice and straight. So the elbow, the face of the elbow, like I was just showing you here, is facing forward. You're going to feel a nice stretch in your forearm, and you can even lean back into the chair for a greater stretch. It's okay if the heel of your hand comes off of the chair here as I'm showing you, because you're going to put a slight bend into the elbow, which is going to get the stretch even further down into the wrist. So it's just in all aspects. In just a few moments here, you're going to slowly recover. You can use your other hand to assist and slowly put the back of your hand on the chair. Make sure your elbow is facing forward, and you'll notice a nice stretch on the top of your forearm. Lean back into the chair if you need to, otherwise stay up nice and tall and enjoy that great stretch that you're feeling in your forearm. This area is often forgotten about. And now just gently bend that elbow and you'll feel the stretch lower down the wrist. And because the stretch is often forgotten about, it's easy to get things like carpal tunnel or tension, hand soreness, lack of circulation in these areas, just to name a few things. And slowly come out, and let's try and do the other side. So get the palm of the hand down, fingers facing back, elbow forward. Sit up nice and tall, feel that nice stretch in the forearm, lean back if you need to. Inhale and exhale. And as you know by now, with every exhale, this stretch becomes easier and more comfortable. Put a slight bend in that elbow now. The heel of the hand will pop off. That's okay, and that's normal. If you want to feel more intense stretch into your hand, you can even bend your elbow more, and that will cause the fingers to be bent back more to give a stretch more so in the hand. Now back to the forearm. Flip the hand over. Make sure that elbow is facing the front. And when I say elbow, I'm meaning the face of your elbow, not your elbow by your funny bone, just in case you were thinking you couldn't twist your arm that way. Keep up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. Put a slight bend in the elbow again. Feel a stretch going down closer to your wrist. recover. Your wrist might feel a little sore, that's normal. And now we're going to stand up now and work on the rest of the mobility. So just slouch forward and then look up towards the ceiling. Slouch forward and look up towards the ceiling. So these are standing cat and camels or cat cows. Very therapeutic for the spine. Great for range of motion, blood flow. So everything's really tying in together. Because we were sitting a little bit, I want to just bring the blood flow here a little bit more to prepare us to do more intense range of motion exercises very shortly. Take a step back slightly here. You can push the chair forward. Now this is known as an L shape. So you can see my back's nice and straight and my legs are straight. So just do your best. The most important part is you're keeping your back straight. So if you can't go to perfect parallel to the floor, then you're just going to go on that angle and you're just going to breathe through the stretch that you can make and then slowly come back up. So you may try one at a time. You're going to step 1 foot back and you're just going to push up and down. So this is, we're just stretching the chest, we're working the shoulders in a different range of motion. We're also working the upper back as well. So essentially here, what you're doing is you are pushing with your leg this upward and downward motion. Your arms aren't really doing much. They're there just to support and help you balance. But the main focus is the range of motion of the chest and the shoulders with the work coming from the legs. A few more here. And now go side to side. Slight bend in those knees. And essentially it's like you're in a hallway and you're trying to touch each wall of the hallway with the sides of your shoulders. Think of that if this movement is a little awkward for you. It's all about getting the different range of motions. Therapeutic for the muscles, the ligaments, the capsules. And if you need help coming up, use your arms on your thighs to help you up. Now to twist, do exactly what I'm doing here. So your goal is to reach up towards the ceiling and then try to reach and touch the elbow. And all this twisting motion is coming from your back. Try not to move your hips and getting the range of motion in the hips. Try really to focus on moving your back, not your hips. So you don't want to move your hips like I just showed there. Keep them nice and square forward and switch sides. One more. Good. Now, if you can, you're going to reach for the seat part and do a cat and camel here. So this is a greater range of motion, so you'll feel a stretch down into the hamstrings, into the glutes, into the back, and really work that cat and camel pose. So you want to try to get a nice curve in your back, both with this extension as well as this flexion here. And if it helps, you can even videotape yourself so that you can see exactly what sections of your back you are moving and what sections you are not. And the sections you are not or having a harder time with, those are the areas that you'll want to focus on when you're trying to move through this pattern. A few more here. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale and exhale. A couple more. Good, and you can walk up your legs if needed. And that's what we have for you today. I want to thank you very much for taking time to complete this video. I know it will really help you if you keep up with it. It's recommended that you do this video at least 2 times a week. And if you find that's not enough and you're still sore, then at that point I would increase it to 3 to 4 times a week. If you know anyone in your life who would benefit from this video just like you are, please share this video with them. If you have any suggestions or requests for me for videos to release in the future, please leave that in the comments below. I get back to every single one of you. And thank you very much for being a part of this journey. And if you want to be one of the first to know of any videos I release in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.